Thanks, Sarah. You are just as lively as ever. Hello there. I know all of you are ready for spring break, and if you're watching this while on it, enjoy. You made it. On the Seahawk sports front, the men's basketball team was in Richmond last Friday for the Colonial Athletic Association tournament. The Seahawks played in the first game of the tournament, a noon tip-off versus Georgia State. Our student organization, Teal TV, was gracious enough to send me up there, so here are the highlights. The Seahawks were ready for what may have turned out to be the final game in the careers of Chad Tomko, Ahmad Grant, and Darrell Felder. Tomko finding Wilson early in the game. He gets to Ahmad Grant. The second possession of the game, 2 points for Grant. Those were his only 2 points in the contest. However, Tomko here blows past the defender and lays it up. Chauncey Billups-esque. Then Tomko in the corner. They do not trap him. They allow him out. He finds Tanner Milson, who drains the wide open three. He had 3 threes in the first half, but that's all he had for the game. Then Eric Buckner of Georgia State makes the shot over Matt Wilson. There was a lot of that going on. Tomko puts on the Jets here, then finds separation against the defender, drains the three. Speaking of Tomko for three, that's Tanner Milson who finds him the no-look pass at the top of the key. It's good. And to the second half we go. The Seahawks were down by 2 at halftime. Georgia State had a nice first half, and their band was very loud. Tomko then, like Billups, weaving his way through traffic again, finding the 2 points there. Darrell Felder here using his size and speed to get to the hole for his 2 points. Jihad Ali here makes the three. Final score, Georgia State 58, UNCW 52.
Chad has had a hell of a year, just done a remarkable job for our program. He's been a guy we've had to go to in a lot of key situations. You take him off our team, I don't know how many games we win in, but...
The Seahawks only shot 29.5% for the game. Chad Tomko led all scorers with 19. Keith Rendleman was the only other Seahawk in double figures with 10. It was a bitter end to a strong season, but Coach Peterson is eager to show what his incoming recruiting class can do next year. Now on to the women's basketball team, who came into their final regular season game last Tuesday at James Madison with a possible regular season championship and #1 seed in this weekend's conference tournament on the line. The Lady Seahawks also came into the game ranked 16th in the CollegeInsider.com Top 25 Mid-Major poll. The JMU Dukes were ranked 8th. And unfortunately, in a close contest, James Madison won 79-77. UNCW freshman Alicia Andrews scored 19 points and became our school's single-season leader in three-point field goals made with 60 in the 2010-2011 season. The 4'11" star point guard also had a career-high and game-high 9 rebounds. Miraculous, 4'11". Junior Kristen Hanser also scored 19 points as she transitions into a more prominent role for next year. Seniors Brittany Blackwell and Treasure Johnson also played a crucial role in the duel with the Dukes. Blackwell had 16 points in her 100th career game with 10-plus points. Johnson added 12 on 5 for 7 shooting. She and fellow senior Martha White moved into a tie for first place on the program's career games played list with their 122nd appearance. Coach Cooper Dyke's crew capitulated to the 3rd seed in this weekend's CAA tournament, but they still have a first-round bye and will face the winner of Drexel versus Towson on Friday night at 7:30. You can follow real-time updates of the tournament on uncwsports.com. A couple of more notes on women's basketball. Coach Cynthia Cooper Dyke will have her college number 44 jersey retired Sunday at the University of Southern California. Congratulations to her. While we're on the subject of honoring legends, the CAA will do just that to UNCW women's basketball pioneer Sheila Bowles. Bowles, a native of Wilmington, North Carolina, was the first female recipient of an athletic scholarship at the university. She was a 3-time MVP from 1974 through 76. She is being honored on Wednesday night as the only inductee in the class of 2011 CAA Legends. Moving on to the baseball diamond, the Seahawks have been on a bit of a winning streak so far. After Villanova ended their 3-game streak with a 4-3 loss on Friday, the Diamond Hawks beat St. Joseph's 3-1 on Sunday. Designated hitter Alex Hill went 2 for 3 to increase his team-leading batting average to .395. Shortstop Jake Kading went 2 for 4 with an RBI as well. Daniel Cropper excelled on the mound, allowing just 1 earned run in 4 2/3 innings with 4 strikeouts. Zach Kornblum picked up the win as the bullpen gave up just 2 hits and 4 1/3. The Seahawks also played on Monday against the College of Holy Cross out of the Patriot League. After falling behind 4-3, the Seahawks charged back to win 12-4. Left fielder Cameron Cockman led the way, going 3 for 5 with 4 runs batted in. Second baseman Michael Bass went 3 for 4 in the contest with 3 runs scored. The Seahawks had 16 hits total and 6 stolen bases in support of pitcher Justin Bradley, who picked up his team-leading 3rd win of the season in 5 innings pitched. Well, that's all the time we have for now, except that Carl Edwards won the Cobalt Tools 400 last weekend in Las Vegas, the 2nd win for Ford this season, and Edwards' 4th top 2 finish in his last 5 races. Had to get the NASCAR in there. Well, have a great spring break. Genae, take it away.
Thanks, Ben. UNCW showed off new mechanical and electrical upgrades on the campus last week. According to the Seahawk, these upgrades will save the state $8.9 million. Chancellor DePaulo and Brady Services President Jim Brady led the tour of the newly renovated campus facilities to showcase the new additions. The upgrades include energy-efficient boilers and soiler tubes in Randall Library. UNCW is the first campus in the UNC system to include all-day lighting as an energy-saving strategy and is one of Chancellor DePaulo's favorite upgrades.
We've got a special guest with us tonight from the Wilmington community. You may know her from attending nearly every UNCW baseball and basketball game in the past 10 years. Mary Helm, aka the Sock Puppet Lady, is sitting down with Seahawks Central News reporter Jill Capodanno. Let's take a look at this exclusive interview with UNCW's greatest fan.
Thanks, Sarah. I'm here with UNC Wilmington's #1 superfan, Mary, aka Mahawk. Mary, how many games do you think you've attended in the past 10 years? And if you've missed one, do you get really upset that you miss it?
It's very emotional, especially once it happened and the game was on TV and I turned the game on to watch and I was there before halftime was over. I could not stay in that bed. I could not, I had to go. So I know in 10 years I missed 3 games because I was sick and it hurt a lot worse than what was wrong with me.
That's really impressive. You're most known at the games for having your Seahawk puppets in your hands, cheering in the student section when you can. Yeah. Can you tell us the story behind those Seahawk puppets?
Yes, my husband and I were at a tent party that was given for alumni, and we were walking along looking at the items that were for sale, and I picked up one of these golf covers and a head cover, and I said, "Go Seahawks!" And he said, "You want one?" I said, "No, I want a set." So he bought 2, and that created the Muppets. And then one of the students in the middle of a game said, "You're a Mahawk," and I just wilted. I was so honored.
So in the past 10 years, you've gotten to know many of the players on a personal level and as a team as a whole. Do you have a memorable story with the team as a whole or with any individual players?
Yes, I do, but let me say, first of all, my favorite player forever is anybody that puts on a Seahawk uniform. But going back to a special moment, last year at Midnight Madness, I was hugging all the players, glad to see them again, and this one player sitting there very quietly, new player, said, "You don't know me, do you?" And I said, "No, sir, but I want to." He said, "You will. I'm Trevor." So I do watch Trevor a little more maybe and put a little pressure on him. And I know Trevor, he's there.
Is there any moment in the past 10 years that you've really emotionally bonded with a player?
Yes. There was one player that I refer to it as he stumped his toe with his grades, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying so. He handled it so well, was Andy Gunn. And I saw him come game after game with all the pride and love that he had and support the team, sitting on the bench. Everybody knew why he was there, but it didn't hold him back. And I kept telling him, "I'm so proud of you. And the fact that you stumped your toe and you still support this team." So on senior night, he was out thanking his parents and his professors and everything, and he said, "And there's one lady here tonight that told me when I had to sit out because of grades that she appreciated me and she knew I stumped my toe, but I was going to be okay. And Miss Mary, wherever you are, I love you." And I just cried and cried and cried. So that's my Andy Gunn story.
Mary, thank you so much for coming in today. It truly was an inspiration, and you really are our #1 shining fan.
Thanks.
I'm Jill Capodanno, Seahawk Central News, TLTV. Back to you, Genae.
Thank you for that interview, Jill. As a quick reminder, construction will be taking place on campus this Saturday between 7 and 8 a.m. The work will temporarily interrupt electrical power for up to 4 hours in several areas on campus. These include all student housing except the university apartments, Wagner Hall, and the Student Recreation Center. The power shutdown is required to complete electrical work on the new Recreation Center and the new Psychology building.
That wraps it up for this edition of Seahawk Central News. Special thanks to the Communications Studies Department, UNCW TV, and the Wilmington Costco for making our show a reality.
Check out the latest edition of the Seahawk at newsstands all over campus. Remember, you can keep up with Seahawk Central News by stopping by youtube.com/TealTV2010. I'm Genae Randall.
And I'm Sarah Lively saying, so long, Seahawks.